Hello and welcome to another Sprues and Brews unboxing. Today we're looking at the new Warmachine Shadows Scum box from Steamforged Games. So first of all I want to say a massive thanks to Steamforged for sending us over this new set. This is out on the 27th of March and has an RRP of $79.99, and it is the second plastic starter set for Warmachine. So we had one last year, I think it was now. We covered on the site. We'll have the video in the description and link down the bottom. But yeah, it looks like Warmachine have come out with a brand new plastic starter covering a very different looking two factions compared to the more kind of iconic Warmachine ones in the original plastic starter. So in here we have got the Khymaera Shard Nocturnes, who are kind of like mechanical dragon looking things that are painted up really nicely on this box art. So I might try and replicate something similar to that with the airbrush. And they're facing off against the Southern Kriel Foulbloods, and they, if we look back to the front, look absolutely amazing. Really fun looking warband with that big kind of shark monster there. So yeah, really looking forward to trying this one out. I've built some Warmachine in the past, but it's just been resin ones. Dave put together the plastic kits in the last plastic starter box that they brought out, and they looked really nice. So yeah, interested to see how these go together. So in this video what we'll be doing is having a look at the contents, seeing what the kits look like, and then the second half we'll have these built and painted, talk a bit about the assembly process, and then show them off compared to some other models in the range. But without further ado, should we crack this open and have a look at what we get inside now? In here we get both of the forces and the bases. You do also get no assembly instructions printed in here, which is a shame. I've said this before on, some other companies like Atomic Mass Games who do this. I'd always rather have kind of instructions in the box and rather than having to follow a link, but I guess that makes it easier for multiple languages and not having to print, a variant for every country. But essentially you get a code to download the assembly instructions. Now at the time of filming this I don't have those assembly instructions, but I haven't had a look at the sprues. They're all in sequential number order. It shouldn't be too hard to figure out how they go together, so we'll build them up for the video and see how they go. So obviously a bit of a disclaimer in the last half when I talk about assembly. You will have instructions when you get to these. It's more so because they're not up on the link yet for the pre-release. And then on the second half of it you've got the Warmachine app that you can download as well. And that has all the stats for all of your units in. Again, at the time of filming this, the kind of stat cards for these new units aren't kind of on the app yet, but I'm hoping by the time I've got these painted and we're in the second half of the video I can talk a bit about how they're going to play in the game. But that's all I've got through the links there, so, and you can find it on the Steamforged website as well, so quite a nice way of doing it. So yeah, we get lots and lots of sprues in two baggies, one for each of the factions, along with a baggie of bases as well. So if we have a look at the shark monsters here, the Southern Kriels. These, out of the two of them, are probably my favourite, and they're really nice chunky sprues actually. Looks like they're going to be really nice to paint up. A lot of Warmachine stuff in the past has been magnetisable with different options for weapons, so at the time of filming this I don't know if that's the case yet. It is something that we'll talk about during the video. But yeah, I assume each sprue is for each model. It looks like they're actually labelled by letter as well, so it should be fairly easy to see which part's which, and then using the box art to kind of see how they go together. Like I say, I'm not sure if there's any multiple parts that the resin ones often do, and they often have kind of pre-drilled magnet holes and the like to make kind of assembling them easier. These guys are very cool. And again, you've got letters on each of the models, so you know which one relates to which. It should be really easy to go together. Now, as much as I like kind of resin and metal models, having them in, that looks like one of the Chimera maybe, so maybe the sprues in the bag are mixed up a little bit. But yeah, having the kits in plastic does make assembling a lot easier as well. You don't have to worry about necessarily, you know, washing the sprues and making sure everything's kind of gonna adhere with the paint. Often with resin models they come with a release agent that if you just paint over that, even if you prime it, you'll find that paint kind of lifts. You don't really have that problem with plastic. Plus they're a lot more resilient on the table as well, plastic kits, and it opens the door for conversions as well, which is really cool. Yeah, they're very fun. So that's the first bag of miniatures, and then the second bag should have all the Khymaera stuff in it. Now there was a rogue Chimera sprue in that one, so maybe there's a Southern Kriel one hiding in this one, or it just didn't fit in the baggie. Some of these look quite large kits as well, so that'll be fun. The wings on these are looking very cool. I'm very much looking forward to getting these built because I think they look quite impressive. Both sides of the box really appeal. Like I said, the first box that they did was kind of the kind of iconic Warmachine kind of units and warjacks and stuff. This is a bit more kind of out there, and you know what, I think that appeals. It is a crowded and saturated market, miniatures, and now they've got a couple of different plastic sets. You know, there's a lot of option out there. We've often said one of the kind of problems with I know Warmachine's not a new game, but maybe a returning game now that Steamforged required it, is making sure there's lots of variety in different factions. And while there is all the legacy kits and the new resin stuff that Steamforged is coming out as well, for the kind of mass market, a lot of people kind of expect the plastic kits approach to miniatures. That's what they're used to with other miniatures games. So being able to do that for Warmachine too. I think it's going to get a lot of people on board and get them playing it. And then we've got the final sprue here. Yeah, very nice. So yeah, what we're going to do now is jump ahead to the future where I'll have these all built and painted. And jumping forward a week, I've managed to get the contents of the box painted ready for this video. Foulbloods side is pretty much done. The Shard Nocturnes probably need a little bit of finesse and finishing off, but just wanted to get the two forces kind of like battle ready for the video. And I've got to say, it feels like you get a lot of bang for your buck in this box. Let's have a look at the forces first. So on Foulblood's side, if you look at Foulblood himself, these are absolutely gorgeous models. Now the scale's a bit bigger than like Warhammer. If you've played Marvel Crisis Protocol, they're probably closer in size to kind of like that scale, and they are very nice models. Now I've built and painted some Warmachine before, and it was resin stuff, which they were cool sculpts, but I didn't find them as enjoyable to build and paint as these new plastics, which are absolutely amazing. They are a joy to put together. At the time of filming this, I didn't have any kind of instructions or anything, but each model has got its own letter and then numbered through. If you build it in sequential order, it goes together with no issues, none whatsoever. There was a few bits where I had to kind of work out where bits went based on kind of dry fitting, but honestly it was really easy to build them, and with the kind of chunkier size to them as well, really nice to paint up as well, to the point where I much preferred these than the resin ones I've done in the past, and I kind of hope that we see more plastics from a Steamforged Games for Warmachine, because these are excellent kits. Very impressed. Now obviously I play a lot of Games Workshop, and sometimes other plastics are not quite as high quality as the GW stuff, but yeah, Steamforged have knocked it out of the park with these. Really characterful, really easy to put together, no kind of like gaps or anything. A million times better than the resin models that I've seen in the past. Yeah, very impressive. I mean, you've got the big kind of centerpiece model of the box, who's like kind of dreadnought sized. The big kind of like shark guy, Chum, I think he's called. Yeah, very impressed with these. I wasn't expecting to enjoy painting them quite as much as I did. and I'm very tempted to pick up kind of more to kind of pad out this side of the box. Now obviously it is all in resin, and I do hope that we get more plastics going forward. This is the second kind of plastic starter set they've done, so I'm hoping that the idea is that they do kind of a 2-force starter set to give you the core of most of the forces in the game. I think that'd be a really nice way of doing it, and then hopefully going forward we see some other plastics as well. So the other side of the box are the Shard Nocturnes. These are like mechanical dragon guys, I guess is the best way of describing it. These are very nearly finished, but I think they're battle ready enough for the video, and they were really fun to work on too. Obviously a bit of a different vibe to the you know, pirate trolls of the other side, but a different vibe. I've seen some really nice paint jobs where people have kind of gone to town with the airbrush on the wings and stuff. I wanted to keep kind of mostly metallic scheme on these because I think it works with the models and they look really nice. Obviously for these with the wings, you've got a couple of bits that might be a little bit harder to get to, and there might be some options of maybe keeping some of this as sub-assemblies just to make painting a little bit easier. But again, like with the other side of the box, because these are quite chunky models, and these guys are a little bit smaller than the trolls, if we get them kind of side by side, obviously these guys are a lot chunkier. These are a bit more spindly and they've got the wings and stuff, so take a little bit more time to kind of paint, but they look very, very nice. Like I say, I much prefer these in the resin ones I've picked up in the past as well of Warmachine. So if we do get more kind of plastics in the future, that is definitely something that I'd be on board with. I'm looking forward to. This guy's a really, really nice model. And from a price point of view as well, I think this box is £80, and you get 30-point armies for the two factions, which is an absolute bargain as far as I'm concerned. Again, this is the kind of the big centerpiece model of that side, who kind of stands just taller than the shark guy as well. So yeah, you're talking you know, two starter forces for £40 each, which is essentially kind of 7 character model kind of size if you compare it to other games. I think that's a really, really good price. And like I say, I hope that we do get kind of boxes like this that cover all of the factions. We had the one that we saw last year, which was really cool. This one appeals to me more because it's a bit more interesting, in my opinion. You know, with the kind of the you know, it's the old hordes kind of troll kind of force, isn't it? To me, is a bit more interesting than big stompy robots on each side. So if you want to kind of paint up something that's a bit more unusual, this is a nice little project as well. Now this box is out this coming Thursday as of the time of the video coming out, so by the time you watch this it might even be in shops. And yeah, like I say, £80, it seems a bargain. I'm really looking forward to playing some Warmachine. I've not actually played any games of Warmachine, so definitely be using the forces of this box to kind of play through some games. One of the things I don't like is that I'd really like a physical rulebook. Now it is all online and that's the way a lot of games are going, but call me old school, I do like a physical rulebook to thumb through. Now when I was building and painting these, the rules weren't on the app. Just before I started filming this, the rules have been updated on the app, so when you buy this box the rules will be all on there already, which is cool. I'd go into what they do, but I've not played the game, so I don't know. I don't really know the mechanics. I need to kind of sit down, read the rules, and have a game with them. And we'll probably be looking to do a battle report for this once we've got our heads around the game. It does seem a shame with this being a starter box that there isn't even a rules light kind of rule book in there. Just kind of your first game of Warmachine. Obviously this box is more about getting, you know, all those models at a massive discount, which is really good, but I'd have liked to have seen even just like a pamphlet kind of talking you through how the game works, which you can then kind of progress onto the kind of the core rules, which is a fully digital document, which, you know, you've got to be in the mood to kind of read through a digital document, haven't you? I personally prefer flicking through a book. That's probably my only criticism with these starter boxes. throw in a kind of getting started guide, and I think this would be absolutely perfect. But £80, great box. Two great armies, all really different. Some really gorgeous models in here as well. So yeah, really interested to see kind of what else Steamforged Games do with Warmachine, because if they can put out plastics of this quality, you know, you could get to the point where this replaces the resin stuff, and that would be brilliant, because like I say, these were an absolute dream to work on, and I really want to paint some more now. But yeah, that was our look at the new Shadows and Scum box for Warmachine. This is out this week, and massive thanks to Steamforged Games for sending us an early copy for us to paint up on the channel. If you head over to spruesandbrews.com, I do have a full write-up of this as well, with some pictures of the sprues, some better pictures of the models too, and I think I'll go into the rules in there a little bit as well from the stats on the app. If you have enjoyed this, why not give us a follow, give the video a like and share with your friends. We really enjoy doing battle reports and unboxings and videos like this, especially for games that we've not dabbled with before as well. We've done a lot of kind of, you know, Warhammer stuff on here, so it is nice to kind of dig into some other systems. So if there's any systems that you do play that you'd like to see on the channel, let us know as well. You know, I'm always eager to try out new games and paint up new models, so any recommendations or things that you'd like us to look into, we massively appreciate it. And again, with Warmachine, I really want to do a kind of battle report using the contents of this box. These being nice little 30-point forces, I think this is going to be a really nice way to learn how to play the game. And if you do want to support the site as well, we have got an affiliate link to Element Games in the description. Anything that you buy through there, including this box, we get a bit of a kickback, which goes towards helping run the site. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks again to Steamforged Games for sending it over. Check it out. It's really, even if you're just a painter, this is a really good one to just pick up and paint, because they're all glorious models. I don't think there's a bad model in here. So yeah, but until next time, have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.